Go. Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is July 18th, 2021. Howard, what's going on? Where are you going this summer?
Can't tell. I'm so popular. I get people. I got stalkers. Can't tell people. Right now, I'm in Ecuador.
All right.
Throwing people off my scent.
All right.
By the way, let's get right to it. You're in San Diego too, as well, right?
Yeah, I'm in San Diego right now. Yeah. Let me share my screen.
My tagline for the week is "Head to the beach." I mean, we'll probably rally, but like it's summer, man. People need to just take some time off.
Yeah, and many are.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least in the US. But currently in the stock market, it seems the major topic of discussion and the major narrative is the rise of COVID cases around the world. Like yesterday, I was looking at some Google Trends, and I saw that the new COVID cases, like in countries like Greece, Spain, they basically are having a third wave. Like it's pretty significant jump in cases, and the markets have been worrying for a while. And this is why in the past month or so, the Nasdaq 100 has been leading, managed to recover, and small caps have been have been weak, and anything related to the reopening economy has been crushed. Basically, if you take a look at airlines, for example, or not crushed, but they've had a significant pullback, or casinos definitely showing relative weakness.
Wow, those. Yeah, I've heard they're full, but yeah, that is interesting. There's definitely
the markets tend to overshoot when there is a potential threat. So, and this is what's currently happening, and this is why the small cap.
A lot of that is because of GME and AMC like going down, like it's a joke. Like those things are so weighted now.
Well, I don't think it's just that, because quite a few others, like if you take a look at energy, which is a major recovery play, or just any basic material.
Didn't notice. Yeah, there's a lot of rollovers. Interesting.
That looks pretty weak here. If it breaks down, it can easily test the 200 near 75. The XP. Financials, they quite a few reported earnings last week. All of them crushed estimates. Like JPM and Bank of America, all of them beat estimates, but the market didn't care. As you can see, basically a non-reaction, just going sideways.
Sideways is good, man. People just got to realize the market doesn't always work for you.
Yeah.
Interesting. I saw that Zoom bought FIVN this week at FIVN, so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, they didn't pay much of a premium. They're paying for them in stock, so I think it works out to about 180, 190 a share. Yeah. So Zoom's looking to shore up their infrastructure and their product. Okay, so I thought that was interesting. I mean, it's still a kind of a Shopify. I can't. Anyways, it's summer. I don't want to read too much into this. I think any kind of real weakness would be a buy, but we're in. The tech breakouts aren't great. The strongest stock in the market is a vaccine company. So it's amazing that mRNA became a $100 billion company that no one's ever heard of. Even though the vaccines, according to most people, according to Fox, they don't work. Meanwhile, the stock's $100 billion. Go look at them monthly on that.
They're insane. They're joining the S&P 500, I think, next week.
Look at that, $14 in 19. And then even after COVID in April, when it broke out, it was at 30 when it broke out. So are all the other vaccines? So they're supposedly Moderna, because of the protein way it works, has also got HIV in the pipeline and other stuff. I mean,
yeah, the two major vaccines.
Obviously, we're talking about COVID 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and the variants. And these companies are on top of it. If in a world where we've seen people don't want to, you're not going to be able to lock up the world a second time. So vaccines are, even if 50% of the people take vaccines, there's a 50% of the population that wants these things and is willing to take the risk. And And it's a fascinating moment. I think he's become, I mean, again, I'm not a scientist, so it's hard for me in the valuations to, but look at that BNTX, the earnings. Look at what they're supposed to earn in 2022.
Yeah, pretty insane numbers. And obviously there will be demand for those vaccines for the
This
next
is already a $55 billion company.
years. Yeah. So the other one that is in the space is NVAX. I don't think their vaccine is approved yet, but it's also starting to work up. So something to keep an eye on if this is a new trend. So yeah,
I always said there was going to be $1 trillion biotech company. So I guess Moderna is the leader.
It's probably Moderna.
And that was a great for those that got in and stayed in. And congrats, you once in a lifetime type of opportunity. Yeah,
it's bigger than Illumina. I don't know which is the biggest. Let's see, beyond Gen 48. So I don't know maybe Moderna is the biggest. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, but gone nowhere. So Moderna is the new golden child of biotech.
Yeah, it took Amgen to go from what 10 to 260 about 24 years, and Moderna did it in 1 year.
All right, there you go. That's interesting. I'll have to put those two charts. Yeah, thanks. I'll put that together in Koyfin. Can you compare them over time to the market caps? That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah. So basically anything related, not anything, but stuff that related to COVID has been perking up. Like we're talking like Clorox. I mean, obviously this is not the only catalyst people are talking about. You know, there's a shortage.
Procter and Gamble. Where's Procter and Gamble?
Also perking up. Shortage of clinic products for pools and stuff like this. But PG, it's breaking out. So all the defensive stocks like consumer staples and utilities have been outperforming lately. So definitely money has been flowing into the more defensive sectors as of late.
Yeah.
But if
I think LA did some new close down rules. I think there'll probably be some concerns of people traveling overseas that they get stuck overseas.
No close down rules, but they just
making you like wear a mask inside or whatever.
Wear a mask indoor. Yeah. But if you look at some of the other countries, like in Southeast Asia, where they haven't been vaccinated enough, like they're under full lockdown starting last week.
Yeah, no, my buddies in Sydney were getting locked down, and Singapore is locked down. They're all saying shorter. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard of cases here, but I'm not really being careful, but I'm outside all the time, so I don't know.
Up in the US, but not as much, just because here we have a higher percentage of the population vaccinated. But yeah, definitely, this is the major topic is still COVID in the market. But obviously, I think the market is not really that worried. I mean, VIX hasn't really perked up that much, and I think the reason is that the market knows that if those new COVID mutations become, something major, the governments are just gonna print more money. So maybe this is good news for the Qs.
The other good news is Moderna exists and BioNTech, and the other good news is these companies have figured out how to work under pressure with a bad government, and they know they're going to get money thrown at them. And these genetic companies are solving real problems in real time at scale. Yeah. And the systems are now in place to get people vaccines. So, and the system held the first time. It's never the same reason we're going to go down again. Like I said, I'm bullish on any big dips. I just think it's hard for me to get excited about stocks unless I see more stocks participating that are in the growth phase, and a lot of them just look like they're going to break out, like Shopify, and then just don't follow through.
A lot of failed breakouts. Basically, the only thing that has been working is the vaccine stocks, and then some of the defensive.
No, Google's working, and I tell you what, I watched the Suns game, following the Suns in the playoffs on YouTube TV, and I would add YouTube TV to Gmail and YouTube in general. It's just a killer product. And I just saw the Google search campaigns on TV, their ad campaigns are phenomenal. So I'm just like, this company, make fun of it, whatever. The one thing it does, search, remains so important, and their ad campaigns are just so on point. Anytime I see a Facebook ad, I want to vomit because it's so fake. And every time I see a Google ad, it's so like, yeah, I mean, search, type whatever I want into the magic box.
So are you overweight Google, or just the
I
same?
am. I've been peeling some just because, it's not still trading at 25 times perfect market earnings, 26 times forward earnings. But, it's, almost becoming 10% of, core portfolios. I got to peel it back. And, I just think they're untouchable at so many levels. I know in the e-commerce side, it's Amazon and Shopify, though. I think Shopify is such a beast because they truly are an incredible platform. And now there's starting to be roll-ups on the Shopify platform. So there's funding going on to roll up small. So private equities hit the Shopify space. But you can see the Amazon breakout looked real, and then bing, bang, boom. So if this is an area right here over the summer, we'll see. Volume's light, tremendous volume pullback at whether you're FTX or Robinhood or StockTwits. Numbers are dropping, but from record levels, and people are seeing chop, and investors so many new investors aren't patient, and this is generally what happens in markets: chop, chop, chop. And we've just had a tremendous run. So, and then you have China, which is just like a mess. It's so bad in China that Tencent and Alibaba, I was saying, are teaming up to share data because they get the enemy, and my enemy is my friend. And Tencent and Alibaba are like the arch enemies, and they're actually thinking about partnering on stuff because their common enemy is now the Chinese government. Like, it's just bananas. It's almost like you can't own a Chinese stock so there's going to be a lot of like switcheroo, and there's just a lot of money flopping around right now, right? Because interest rates are still low and things are really expensive. So I think people just need to be patient and wait for a real good trend to emerge. But they're still leaders. I was looking at the hack portfolio, like Cloudflare still continues to dominate. Just a massive, like we said, we got Select Biotech, we've got Select Tech, we have Select FANG stocks working, e-commerce is still booming, financial payment companies still booming, and private markets still exuberantly healthy, a little bit frothy, but just. And the market's digested, a 50% crash in crypto as well. So there's a lot of like stuff being digested. So anyways, I think it's time for the beach. People need to take a little bit of time off and trade less. What are you working on? Are you working on anything? Like, is anything setting up for you?
I mean, currently the market is in a pullback mode. So, market breadth has been deteriorating for the past few weeks, and leadership has been narrowing. So I think like the most bullish scenario for the next few weeks for the market is just range bound chop, and it's either range bound or further pullback. These are for me the two most likely scenarios for the next few weeks. But the new earnings season basically has just begun, and all the tech companies are still due to report. And so far, the market hasn't been very enthusiastic about all the earnings surprises and beats. COVID is on the front page again. And we'll see. Definitely, VIX is starting to perk up a little bit, but nothing major. I think there is a chance for like a 5-10% pullback, which we haven't seen.
Yeah, but if you look at the QQQs, they're so far away. Like I said last week, from the 200-day. So I don't know. There's nothing to get excited about. I like getting excited like I did in March of 2020. That was the last time I got excited. And it was scary, but like I prefer to be scared to make my stock investment.
To their 200-day from 260 to 320. That's like what 12-13% pullback. So that's
nothing. That's gonna happen. It may come from a higher price, but we're gonna see a 10 to 12% pullback. So that's just, I don't know why people are. It's summer. You should be rooting for a pullback
at least once a year. But it seems like lately we have become way too complacent in our
Private markets, people are just way complacent on them. The deals that are getting done are just so sloppy. So no one's thinking about price in the private markets. So I think the public markets are the place to be. I just think you have to just be, patient. We're going to get an opportunity here in the next 3 months, I think, to see some fear. That's my gut. I don't think it's going to be the COVID stuff. I think that's just going to be an ongoing hellish scape of poor management. Everybody you're just going to have to be careful. People are going to have to be careful because the country is not going into lockdown again. No one's going to.
I think definitely. I think we're going to see a pullback, like a 5-10% pullback that will end up being a buying opportunity.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. I mean, there are some stocks breaking out though. I mean, like Disney's perking up again, but yeah, pulled back right after that breakout.
Okay. I guess the only thing working are the vaccine stocks and some of the.
Yeah, all those breakouts like Amazon, I haven't been following the market that closely. Just kind of gave up the ghost. So we'll see. We'll see.
Usually fail in range bound or corrective markets. So this is normal.
All right, buddy. Have a great week.
All right, you too, Howard.